follow that evidence, we should learn what Cypher is after. Diamond Dogs has gotten a lot bigger. Now's the time to take the offensive. Head back to the ACC for your next mission.
Please select a mission. Please select a landing zone. Landing zone.
Roger.
This is P.7. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is P.7. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
Boss, I've been meaning to tell you something. Our old friend Zero hasn't been seen in public since you left the States. That was over 10 years ago now. You suspected he was responsible for the accident at your base in the Caribbean. But at that point, Zero was already bedridden. So it never felt right to me that Zero gave the order. Now that I've seen the man Emmerich was working for, I'm sure he didn't. I know that man. He was our old friend's XO. A man without a face. Not one you want to look at anyway. Skullface. He's the one who destroyed your base 9 years ago. The unit he commands, XOF, was Cypher's strike force. But he's since split from Zero and used XOF to usurp control over Cypher itself. In other words, the Cypher we're hunting isn't Zero. Beyond Zero is a void that's even darker. Skullface.
It wasn't just Cypher. Back in the Caribbean, every eye in the world was turned on us. A private army, just a bunch of guys with guns, in possession of a nuke? Why wouldn't they be uncomfortable?
And that's why you made sure the inspection happened.
Well, I thought our best move was to prove to the UN through the IAEA that we had no nuke. Of course, I was against us having it in the first place, but that was Snake's decision.
The boss wasn't responsible.
Well, don't get me wrong, I still believed in Snake. I thought I was making the best decision for all of us, that's all. I figured we should get a third party to exonerate us before proof of the nuke did get out. And who better to do that than an organization with international authority?
So the truth is, you took it upon yourself to agree to an inspection arranged by the UN. Only the inspection was a ruse, and Cypher's strike force, XOF, showed up instead.
I had no idea that would happen.
Enough bullshit!
Oh, sure, like I could have known. You know, I was just trying to prove our innocence to the world. What's wrong with that?
We're not interested in the excuses you thought up. The truth is objective.
Just see it from my point of view.
You led XOF to the control tower. They seized it, giving them complete control over the base. Moments later, they detonated C4 on the strut legs. Anyone who'd managed to survive was hunted down by the assault force and their choppers.
You can't believe I did that on purpose.
That was the end of Mother Base. But it wasn't the end for you.
How can you... Look, think about it. I lost something too. I built Zeke and it got buried underwater. I am a victim.
That raises the big questions. Why were you the only one spared? You got away without a scratch. Why did Strangelove leave the base on the eve of the inspection? You two were close.
Strangelove?
And how did you manage to build something that surpasses Zeke in every way? Because you did everything they told you. You're the only one who didn't lose a thing. That is the truth.
I was taken away against my will. Skullface forced me to do his research these past 9 years. He used me. I lost 9 years.
9 years. We all lost 9 years. It wasn't just you.
I suppose blaming me makes you feel better, does it? But who's gonna give me back all the time I lost?
You're not getting anything back.
You're not a victim here, Emmerich. You're the perpetrator.
I didn't know anything.
Nobody can back that up.
Yeah, all the evidence is at the bottom of the ocean.
You know the hardest man to break. The type who's fooling himself. That takes time. It's easier to live a convenient lie than a painful truth. Is that the peace you've chosen, Doc?
I'm not lying.
Of course. Just let me check one or two things. On that day, you were in the control tower with them. Lucky you. That's how you got out unscathed. And you escaped on one of their choppers. Only you, right before the base went under.
They had me blindfolded the whole time. I've never been so scared. The whole flight, I thought they'd kill me. But thinking of you kept me going. My comrades, all the way.
And?
There was a plane journey, then we traveled by road. When they finally took off the blindfold, I was in kind of a warehouse, on the floor. Afghanistan, it was that research lab. I couldn't believe they'd taken me halfway around the world. And soon enough, he came.
Skullface.
He's the one who's really behind that Mother Base attack. He forced me into that research.
What kind of research?
He told me to build a bipedal walking tank for the Soviet Union. Like Peace Walker. A system that could fire an ICBM-class nuclear weapon. That's how the Sahelanthropus project got started.
Sahelanthropus.
Those AI weapons I'd made in Costa Rica were like toys by comparison. A whole world apart from reptilian four-legged crawling and that ridiculous hunched-over bipedal waddling. My design evolved to the dawn of mankind. Sahelanthropus, the first steps towards humanity. An upright bipedal weapon system. Originally, Sahelanthropus was going to be a manned weapons platform. I designed a cockpit in its head, and I planned to fill it with water as a buffering agent.
Like how Paz modified Zeke for human control.
Don't compare me to some amateur. I designed it for human control from the beginning. The problem was miniaturizing the posture control AI. You remember the reptile pod?
The AI that controlled your unmanned weapons.
Attaching it externally makes it vulnerable, so this time I wanted it beneath the armor. Meaning I had to make the AI smaller. I got it down to less than 1/10 the size without any loss in computation speed. But it was still too big for the cockpit. There wasn't enough room for the pilot. If I made the head bigger, its body would have to be bigger to support it. Too big to be practical. In the end, human piloting was taken off the table. I tested a remote control system too, but there was the time lag and I wasn't satisfied with its precision either. Plus, it would be useless if the enemy jammed it. So next, I went back to trying an AI-only system. To do that, I had the AI pods recovered from Nicaragua. This was a hybrid AI, a combination of Peace Walker's reptile and mammal pods. The only AIs that had ever successfully operated an unmanned nuclear weapon system.
Really? You'd need some help to get that working. Expert help.
Did you work with someone?
I worked alone.
You did that yourself?
Well, that's the thing. The AI didn't pan out in the end either. But I did finally get Sahelanthropus walking by folding over its upper body to lower its center of gravity. The first upright bipedal locomotive weapon system in the history of mankind. I guess technically it falls into the anthropoid ape category.
I don't see the benefit of having it stand taller.
On terrain with significant differences in elevation like Afghanistan, you need a body that's vertically adaptable. That also lets it attack from long range while using mountain ridges for cover. So, making it walk upright was the most important factor in giving it superior height capability. As the name suggests, that was the whole point of Sahelanthropus. But I was being pushed for results. Having the AI mounted externally would have been the fastest way to get it working. I just needed more data so it could maintain its balance. But Skullface refused to wait. He dismissed the idea of AI control and took Sahelanthropus away from me before I could finish it.
But it was walking when it came after you.
That's just it. I don't understand how Skullface got it to move upright, without a pilot or an AI. And walking at that speed, too. It's beyond anything I could have imagined. This is like the Wright brothers making it to the moon. I'm just as clueless as you are.
So this Sahelanthropus, where is it now?
I have no idea. All my experiments took place at that cave. I've never seen it anywhere else. Besides, it's still just an incomplete prototype at this point, and nothing but a paper tiger. Even if it can walk, it's far from being a viable weapons platform. It wouldn't be useful in actual battle.
Emmerich will remain here at Mother Base for now, but not as a member of Diamond Dogs. I still don't trust him. That work for you?
Fine by me. He can't be allowed any contact with staff either.
Yeah. A lot of the guys would love some payback for 9 years ago. We still need him alive. But we have to restrict his movements. He can only go where we tell him. And of course, the interrogations will continue. He worked for that skull bastard for nearly a decade. He still has more to tell us.
How long are we gonna press him?
If our investigation shows he really had nothing to do with the attack, we'll reconsider his place here. But I don't expect that to happen. Remember that water tank-shaped object in Emmerich's lab in the Soviet base camp? The thing that started talking to you like a possessed answering machine. That was a pod built for housing the AI used to control unmanned weapons. You remember, back in '74 in Costa Rica. It was in those machines you fought there. They were designated Pupa, Chrysalis, Cocoon, and Basilisk, and each of them was fitted with an AI unit called a reptile pod. Emmerich created it. It mainly handled the machine's posture control and autonomous behavior. But the Basilisk, aka Peace Walker, also featured a second AI pod. That one was called the Mammal Pod, and it was created by Dr. Strangelove. She tried to recreate the boss's personality through the Mammal Pod, but you pulled out its memory boards. That's when it transferred its own functions to its reptile pod. Just like a human brain compensating for damage by using the remaining healthy parts. The result was a unique entity, a hybrid of the reptile and the mammal. It sank to the bottom of Lake Nicaragua with Peace Walker. But apparently they salvaged it and transported it to that lab. Don't let it deceive you, Snake. It may sound like the boss, but it has neither a personality nor a will. Like Emmerich says, it's just a machine.
Please select a mission.
First angle is Mfinda oil field, upstream from the landing point. A spill has covered the whole area and crude. A pipeline that crosses the Muneni River failed, and now the shore's a mess. Not to mention the villages downstream have no drinking water. The oil runs to the pipeline from that facility. Taking it out should end the leak. The client this time is an environmental NGO. Destroy the facility. Stop that leak. This may seem like straight-up philanthropy, but there's another reason we agreed to it. The Mfinda oil field was outdated, abandoned. Then the rebel group UNITA moved in, taking it upon themselves to kickstart operations. UNITA's been rapidly modernizing its arsenal. Rumor has it someone's been selling them U.S. military hardware. Intel's analysis suggests the broker's a front company, Cyphers. Keeping tabs on UNITA can tell us who's pulling its strings. First, make your way to the oil facility. It's to the north, past Bwala Yamasa. The village is currently occupied by UNITA, so stay sharp. The war industry we started has taken a pretty crooked course these past 9 years. With no other options, soldiers have become dogs of war, sent to conflict zones as private forces, or PFs. Guys we fought alongside are dying all around the globe for no reason, no banner. But it's how they survive. The demand for PFs here in Africa is especially high. Cold War standoffs, resource exploitation, tribal clashes. What's big business for developed countries has only brought conflict here. That mess you're standing in is just the latest example.
Detected. The map has been updated.
You've arrived at Masa Village. It's been turned into a supply hub for UNITA, meaning it'll be stocked with weapons and resources. Should be a thing or two that'll come in handy. Don't be shy. They deserve to be in better hands.
The map has been updated.
Rain. The sound of rainfall should help to mask your footsteps.
Champion, dis Delta 1. Sal vaak verloor. Bespreek laaste punt van kontak. Oor.
Dit is hier begryp. Bring ondersoek. Maar wees versigtig. Uit.
made it past the village. Continue heading for the oil facility. It's located upriver.
Extraction arrived at the mother base. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected.
Within the oil field is the property of Saner, South African Natural Resources. Saner drills oil wells wherever they can throughout that region. And when the oil dries up, they abandon the facility. Then it's only a matter of time before the aging equipment starts leaking crude. That means United's takeover is the perfect cover for Saner. Now they can blame the spill on a bunch of oil thieves. However you look at it, Saner's far from squeaky clean.
Presence detected. The map has been updated. You have arrived at your destination.
There it is.
Extraction
The oil facility.
at Mother Base.
To stop the leak, you need to shut down the oil transfer pump and destroy the oily water separator tank. The details are on your iDroid.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
That's the oily water separator tank. One of the targets. Take it out.
Enemy presence detected. The
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Pt.7 Zulu 2. Vijand bij de zag. Zoek nou. Oor. Dat is CP, begrijp. En dat kon niet ver gekomen is niet. Blijf wachtzaam. Uit. HK. Dat is CP. Ons weet die vijand aangetrekt, maar contact verloren naar kruisvuur. Vijand kan nog even daarmee wegkruip. Adviseer wachtzaamheid. Oor. Pt.7 Zulu 2. Onderzoek voltooi. Geen teken van die vijand. Oor. Dat is CP, begrijp. Blijf op je hoede. Uit. Vijandige contact! Alle skidspannen, de zit hier. Aanvalspositie. Alle eenheden, aanvalspositie.
Snake! Talk to me! Snake!
Boss, destroy the oil facility and stop the flow of oil. To prevent the machinery being turned back on again, you need to turn off the oil transfer pump and destroy the oily water separator tank. Check the details on your iDroid. He's coming too. Roger that. Boss, destroy the oil facility and stop the flow of oil. To prevent the machinery being turned back on again, you need to turn off the oil transfer pump and destroy the oily water separator tank. Check the details on your iDroid. Coming too. Roger that. You gotta extract him. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. Destroy that separator tank. You'll need to use explosives. Got any C4?
Please specify project. Please specify a project. Please select a drop point. Supplies requested. Please specify project. Supply drop complete. Development project has been added. Please specify a project. Please select supplies requested. Caution, rain approaching. Supply drop complete.
Alright, you planted the C4. Don't set it off until you're at a safe distance.
Coming too. Roger that.
Extract him. Good. You're away from the C4. Any sign of the enemy? Be sure to time the explosion carefully.
Target is the oil transfer pump. You need to shut it down.
Vijand buite sig. Soek nou. Oor. Dit is CP, begryp. In 1100. Uit.
Please specify project. Please select supplies requested. Supply drop complete.
Dit is CP, begryp. Moenie laat hulle julle poort spring nie. Hou die voort. Uit.
Boss? Boss!
Transfer pump. You need to shut it down.
Alles geht sneller, das sind wir. Was wordt aangevallen?
Good. You're away from the tank. Once it goes up, the enemy will come running. Secure the area before you detonate the C4.
Visuele contact verloren. Keer terug naar laatste bekende positie. Over. Dit is alweer
Boss, that's a serious injury. It won't heal on its own. You'll need to treat it with first aid. There's the transfer pump control room. The emergency stop button is probably inside it. Bodies? Why? Oil transfer pump shut-off confirmed. Objectives complete. But the enemy has tightened security. Get out of there ASAP.
Ons is in volle contact met vijandige maat. Alle eenhede bereid voor aanval.
It blocks your way out. You see any other escape route? Well, I guess you could just bust through the gate.
CP, dis jullie 4. Vijand uit die oog verloor. Ons gaan die gebied fyn kamp. Oor. Dit is CP, begryp. Moenie laat hulle julle voorspring nie. Hou die voort. Uit.
Please select a landing zone. Please select a landing zone. Please support helicopter requested.
Approaching position. This is P-Quad. I have arrived at marker. Following SOP. We'll move to nearby LZ and stand by. Have arrived at LZ. We'll stand by.
Support helicopter has arrived.
Mission complete. Phew, at least you made it out in one piece. Sainer, the owner of the oil field. They were behind what happened. They hired the PF, not United. They restarted the facility all the while pretending they were the victims. One other thing. Sainer's Johannesburg head office is just a room in a multi-tenant building. Company's essentially non-existent. 3 years ago, that investment fund stepped in and started gutting it through a series of mergers and sell-offs. And get this, the fund itself no longer exists either. It's a shell corporation, meaning someone is just using Sainer's name from the shadows. But what about those strange corpses? Just what the hell were they doing over there?
Hey! Snake! I've customized a walker gear just for you. It features a silent running system, great for infiltration missions, and you can also summon it to your location. I've taken the liberty of calling it the D-Walker. It's armed with a suppressed tranquilizer gun. If you want to add other weaponry or upgrade the chassis, give the order from your iDroid.
Side ops list updated.
Boss, I've updated the mission list. We received a new job offer. It doesn't seem connected to Cypher or Skullface at all. But if it goes well, we may get an Afrikaans interpreter. The details are on your iDroid.
Please select a mission. Mission accepted.
Several high-level British CFA officials are being held by their Afrikaner colleagues. One of these prisoners is the rescue target, a guy known as the Viscount. The target's location is unknown, but they're bound to have an interpreter present when they interrogate him. We've used info from the intel unit to predict the interpreter's location. It's on your iDroid. Follow the interpreter and extract the target when you find him.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Whoa!
That's not the target. Orders are only the Viscount gets rescued. Can't understand why he'd receive special treatment, but I don't imagine it'll be a problem to save the other prisoners too.
Clouds approaching.
The CFA are all business. Hard to believe they're interrogating their own. Situation must be worse than we thought. Make a wrong move, and they could kill the target without warning. Afrikaans is the lingua franca for Merc. If there's any information from interrogation, you'll need an interpreter. But don't extract the interpreter just yet. Boss, with that panic going on, they can decide to kill the target. Hurry! Go and use the weapon. Be careful not to draw the enemy.
Snake, talk to me! Snake! Snake!
Several high-level British CFA officials are being held by their Afrikaner colleagues. One of these prisoners is the rescue target, a guy known as the Viscount. The target's location is unknown, but they're bound to have an interpreter present when they interrogate him. We've used info from the intel unit to predict the interpreter's location. It's on your iDroid. Follow the interpreter and extract the target when you find him. You found the interpreter. Now follow him to the target.
Clouds approaching.
The CFA are all business. Hard to believe they're interrogating their own. Situation must be worse than we thought. Make a wrong move, and they could kill the target without warning. Afrikaans is the lingua franca for mercs in that area. If you're going to get any information from interrogations, you'll need an interpreter. But don't extract the interpreter just yet. If he doesn't interrogation, if they then decide the target's no longer any use to them, they won't hesitate to kill him. prisoner you extracted wasn't the target, but we did get some information. Seems the prisoners aren't held together, and the cells and interrogation rooms are separate places. Decide to kill the target. Hurry.
Delta 2. Visuele contact verloren. Keer terug naar laatste bekende positie. Over. De CP begrijpt. Houd die voort in. Punt. Hulla. Uit.
Caution, rain approaching.
Shipper is Delta 3. Die vijand is weggekomen. Ons gaan hem nu zoeken. Over. De CP begrijpt. Wees op jullie hoede. Moet je laten verhullen je omringing. Uit. HK. Dis CP. Ons het die fans ingetrek maar kontak verloor na 'n kruisvuur. Vyand kan nog iewers naby wegkruip. Adviseer waaksaamheid. Hoor.
Several high-level British CFA officials are being held by their Afrikaner colleagues. One of these prisoners is the rescue target, a guy known as the Viscount. The target's location is unknown, but they're bound to have an interpreter present when they interrogate him. We've used info from the intel unit to predict the interpreter's location. It's on your iDroid. Follow the interpreter and extract the target when you find him. You found the interpreter. Now follow him to the target. That's not the target. Orders are only the Viscount gets rescued. Can't understand why he'd receive special treatment, but I don't imagine it'll be a problem to save the other prisoners too.
Clouds approaching.
The CFA are all business. Hard to believe they're interrogating their own. Situation must be worse than we thought. Make a wrong move, and they could kill the target without warning. Bradford Collins is the lingua franca for mercs in that area. If you're going to get any information from interrogations, you'll need an interpreter. But don't extract the interpreter just yet. If he doesn't turn up, they won't be able to do the interrogation. If they then decide the target's they won't hesitate to kill him.
Extraction failed.
That prisoner you extracted wasn't the target, but we did get some information. Seems the prisoners aren't held together, and the cells and interrogation rooms are separate places.
Dat is moeilijke indrukken.
Zulu in, wat verkeerd. Kom maar, Zulu in. Wat is de situatie? Alle eenheden staan bij.
Kom die helse remove.
Caution, rain
Buddy.
approaching. Extraction arrives.
Zit er een zullen twee. Geen teken van je vijand. En stap.
Zulu 2, wat verkeerd. 100 Zulu 2. Wat is de situatie? Alle eenheden staan bij. CP, dat is Delta 9. Pas een van onze mannen gevind. Hij is uitgehaald. Goed. Dat is CP, begrijp. Als het onder een aanval. Alle eenheden op gereedheid. Uit.
That prisoner wasn't the target either. We got some more information, though. They're going to interrogate the target at night.
Extraction failed.
Enemy's attention.
Alles geht spannend. Das steht hier. Als wir auf Positie.
Boss, with that panic going on, they could decide to kill the target. Hurry.
Zulu 1, geen teken van die vijand. Onderzoek die gebied. Oor. Er is CP, begrijp. Er kon niet ver gekomen niet. Blijf wachtzaam. Uit. HK. De CP. Wanneer die vijand uitgetrekt maar contact verloren naar het kruisvuur. Vijand kan nog even daarbij werkelijk. Adviseer wachtzaamheid. Hoor.
What are you doing? If the interpreter doesn't show up, they won't be able to interrogate anyone. Then they'll just kill the target. If you run into trouble, give us a call. We may be able to offer some advice.
CP, de 7. Ons het die hele area gefynkamp, maar niks gekry nie. Die soektog opgeskort. Hoor. Er is CP, begryp. Moenie verslap nie. Hulle kan steeds in die gebied wees. Uit. Ons het instructie op die prisonier. Raak ontslaaf van die prisonier soos per handleiding. Herhaal, raak ontslaaf van die prisonier. Hoor.
If you run into trouble, give us a call. We may be able to offer some advice.
Stay okay. Come on.
CP, de 4. Jullie doen heel voorzichtig. Als we hier niet. Hoor. Er is CP, begrijp. Alles gespannen, de CP. Ons is in volle contact met vijandige maag. Alle eenheden bereid voor aanval.
So, our rescue target was behind some kind of plot. Boss, I did some digging, and it seems the target himself gave us this mission through a representative. Obviously, he couldn't contact us directly due to his predicament, but still, something about this Viscount doesn't add up. run into trouble, give us a call. We may be able to offer some advice. Boss, one of the prisoners has been killed. But we don't know if it was a target or not. Hurry up and ID the target.
The map has been updated.
This is a list of prisoner detainment locations.
The map has been updated.
Dit is Delta 6. Vijand aan je oog verloren. Ons gaan die gebied fijn kamp. Hoor. Dat is CP, begrijp. Wanneer laat hulle jullie voorspringen? Ja. Houd die voort. Uit.
Ja. 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 Whoa, whoa.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. You have arrived at your destination. Mission info has been updated. The map has been updated.
CP, dit is Delta 4. Ons het reeds die gebied bespied. Ons kon niemand vind nie. Oor. Dit is CP, begrijp. Bly op jou hoede. Uit! Julian, dit is CP. Ons het instructie op die prisonier. Raak ontslaaf van die prisonier soos per handleiding. Herhaal, raak ontslaaf van die prisonier. Oor.
Please select support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Whoa! Whoa! Yeah! Whoa! Whoa!
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ.
Target extraction confirmed. Get yourself out of the hot zone. By chopper or by land. It's your choice.
Departing.
Nice work. Keep it up.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Unit function added. Development project has been added.
Mission complete. Great work. Boss, one of the other British prisoners filled us in about the Viscount. It turns out he's a real two-faced son of a bitch. He was planning to secure the MPLA's oil field rights for himself in exchange for swapping the CFA's alliance from the anti-government United rebels to the state-backed MPLA. He hid this from the Afrikaners, but once he thought the jig was up, he tried to pin it on the other British personnel and take off. The Afrikaners captured him, and that was when he asked us to rescue him, and only him. I'll throw him in the brig for now, but we may have to be extra persuasive with this one. By the way, boss, we got some interesting news out of our friend the Viscount. He mentioned that more than a few PFs in the region have purchased walker gears. The CFA's the same. That's Soviet Army technology, and it's still a prototype. Only Cypher could be leaking it to the PFs. But the question is, why? Boss, one of the latest missions to come in is connected to the walker gears. This could be our chance to close in on Cypher. Take a look at your mission list.
Hard to believe how many of those bipedal weapons have popped up around Africa.
When did that start?
No more than 6 months ago. Didn't really hit me until I came here.
They're not supposed to be in use yet. Emmerich says they were still doing the last round of fine-tuning.
The doctor has no idea. His research has already hit the black market. Both sides of the Iron Curtain will have it by now. Even so, they're spreading much too fast. Sure, the walker gears can operate in any terrain. Their mobility's just as good in the jungle as it is in the desert. That would come in handy in a place like Africa. They are modules that can one day be used as nuclear weapon systems. And with that in mind, the numbers are way too large. There must be another reason they're so widespread.
Like what?
It's all about needs. To small-time outfits like most of these private forces, this product is a dream come true. Hell, it goes beyond PFs. This is the ultimate weapon, the forbidden fruit, for anyone with an enemy to fight and people to defend.
A nuclear deterrent.
Exactly. Sounds familiar, huh? PFs are all operating off your playbook. You created these times. But could this be the new weapon in Africa that Emmerich talked about? If it is, why is Cypher letting everyone and his brother get their hands on one? What comes next? Selling nuclear weapons in the open? Making them public property?
Why don't they give that a try? Then the next war really will be fought with sticks.
Right. The man we're dealing with isn't foolish enough to make a suicide pact with the world.
So, what is Cypher really up to?
Weather will clear shortly. Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Please select a mission. Mission accepted. Deploying.
This contract comes from the People's Movement for the Liberation of Angola, also known as the MPLA. The PF at Ditati Abandoned Village has been supplied with walker gears. Your job is to eliminate them all. Destroy them, extract them, whatever you see fit. This just might get us closer to the walker gear supplier, Cypher. Good luck, boss.
detected. The map sun will set shortly.
That's a target. Eliminate it any way you'd like. That's African peach. The shape of its petals gives it the nickname the pincushion. It's used in The targets have been deployed to that outpost. Find and eliminate all of them.
Huh? Butter!
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Caution, rain approaching.
Buddy!
Alles skiet verder, dis CT. Ons word aangeval. Alle eenhede beskerm jou posisies.
base, boss. targets remaining. Your objective's complete. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land.
Please select a landing zone. Support helicopter
Roger.
requested. Extraction arrived at the base.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Whoa, whoa!
This is B-Quad. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
Departing area of operations. Exfiltrated.
That's it. You've made it out of the hot zone. No sign of the enemy. Mission complete, boss. Mission complete. Great work. Boss, we were right. Once you'd eliminated those walker gears, a resupply call was made from Ditati to CFA headquarters. The CFA then contacted none other than Saner. That's right, the shell company that owned Mfinda Oilfield. So Saner was just a front for Cypher. The resupply won't be happening just yet. But we did learn that the walker gears are transported out of Nova Braga Airport. Apparently, there's a distribution network on the Savannah that links all the PF outposts. I'll have the intel team investigate this network. If Cypher is supplying PFs with walker gears, the PFs have to be offering them something in return. We follow the money trail, and we might just find ourselves on Cypher's doorstep.
Mission list
Boss,
updated.
the intel team has come back with its report following its investigation into PF logistics. Cypher has to be involved with this distribution network somehow. One thing in particular caught my eye. A convoy that regularly crosses the Savannah. On paper, it's just mined resources going to the government, but the security's much too heavy. At the very least, it's worth checking out. Take a look at the mission.
Commencing platform construction. Commencing platform construction. Commencing platform construction. Commencing platform construction. Please select a mission. Mission accepted. Mission not accepted. Please select a landing zone, heading to Mother Base.